There's semis too wide across here. Traffic can't get through.
The problem here, then every driver can tell you, it's the business. And I understand the frustration of the other businesses. Those drivers should have enough common sense not to block driveways. But the current era of drivers and the very declining skill set and ability to think is very frustrating, it's very maddening, it's very concerning. And therefore, you can have blocked business streets because, this is not just your door swingers. It's problematic. It's a societal issue, guys. It's not just drivers that are going to block entrances. But anyway, I understand the frustration of this business. The problem is Purina. And there are certain customers, there are certain businesses that it's going to take you a long time to check in because they are just slow. They get backed up. And you got to be there very early to get checked in. Walmart, Purina, the list goes on. And drivers can comment on this video, a whole list of customers, places they go that take forever to check in. And that if you get there at 10, 15 minutes before your appointment time, by the time you check in, you're going to be very late. And you'll have missed your appointment time. They don't account for the time that you're sitting on the street waiting to get to the check-in point. They only account for what time you actually check in. What is the gate stamp? What is the time that they entered you into the computer at the receiving window or at the shipping window or whatever? So that a place like that gets backed up real bad. If you get a 9 a.m. appointment, you better be there at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock if you have any hope of checking in within the acceptable window. A lot of companies will give you 15 minutes to 15 after, 30 minutes to 30 after, an hour before to an hour after, whatever. So they give you an appointment time. They don't have to abide by the appointment time they give you. And that's a problem everybody in the trucking industry knows, but nobody really cares to do anything about. And this is also one of the reasons that pushes drivers to drive in a very bad manner, very unsafe manner, and park in places where they shouldn't park and where it's not safe to park. So the whole supply chain is broken, it's wildly inefficient, and you're just experiencing it firsthand because of one customer in your neighborhood. So what's a driver to do? A driver is paid off of performance. They're either paid by the load or they're paid by the mile. Very, very few drivers are actually paid by the hour. So what are they supposed to do when they know that they got to be there to get the load, and the only option is to sit out and stage on the street? There's really not a good answer for this. Purina is not going to change, and it's not just Purina, but every customer, every warehouse, they will not change until the city makes it financially painful enough that they will change. And that could be building an off-site staging lot where the driver's got to call on the phone and check in. And that's one possibility. There's other ways that this can be handled. But until the city is willing to make it painful, they will not change. And yes, hiring an off-duty cop, 60, 70, 80, 90 bucks an hour to stand out there and direct traffic, to keep the roadway clear, to keep driveways unblocked is an option. But most companies don't want to add that to their overhead. And I get that. But again, you guys have to go to the city. And you have to go to the county. And you have to convince them to implement fines on these companies. Because they're not going to change. They absolutely will not change. They can say they're going to change, but they won't. They're wildly inefficient. They got all these people that went to college for X number of years and got these high degrees, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They just make things worse. Kind of like our government. All they do is just get in the way and make shit worse. Anyway, there you go.